The unconventional love story of Stephen and Jane. Stephen Hawking met Jane Wilde in 1962 during his degree program in Cambridge. She was one of his sister's friends and came to their New Year's party. They immediately fell in love. One day of 1963, Stephen fell off the stairs and could not get up on his feet. Eventually, he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, normal nerve cell, muscle contractures, nerve with sclerosis, muscle unable to contract. Doctors told him he has only 2 more years to live. After this prognosis, Hawking fell into deep depression. He was constantly listening to Wenger, drinking, and doing very little research work. Despite everything, Jane was always by his side. It was too late. I was completely under his spell, bewitched by his clear blue-gray eyes and the broad, dimpled smile. Jane Hawking. Their marriage was blessed in the chapel of Trinity Hall in July 1965. Stephen was 23, his bride 21. Hawking would later admit that marriage would give him something to live for. Due to family support, he started to take his research work seriously again. And the following year, he received his doctorate. Two of their 3 children, Robert and Lucy, arrived quite quickly in 1967 and 1970. The young couple just lived the time they had together to the fullest. The love surely thrived, as Hawking actually outlived what the doctors had predicted. Although in 1970 he became wheelchair bound. With growing children and a disabled husband, life was extremely difficult for Jane. Having to wash and feed Stephen, her relationship with him became maternal rather than marital. For many years, his disease continued to cause a rift between the two. But Jane still hoped for the best and that things would get better with time. I was never able to understand the strain all it put on Jane, Stephen Hawking. In 1967, Hawking was struck with pneumonia and put on life support. While everyone asked Jane to disconnect Stephen and let him die, she blatantly refused. She was right. Hawking recovered. However, he needed a 20-hour nursing support. Unfortunately, their marriage soon crumbled down. Stephen fell for his nurse, Elaine Mason. He married her in 1995. They were together for 11 years and divorced in 2006. Jane Inchuran married her choirmaster and friend Jonathan Heller Jones in 1997. They are still married today. For the last decade of Hawking's life, the scientist's relationships with his former wife and children were better than ever. Stephen Hawking died on March 14 in 2018, aged 76 years. Stephen Hawking outlived his fatal disease by more than 50 years. This proves that true love finds its way out through the most difficult barrels.